right, what's going on, everybody? Brian Zimmerman here, host of Jazz Is Live and executive editor of Jazz Is Magazine, here to welcome you to another episode. It is Wednesday, October 21st. Happens to be Dizzy Gillespie's birthday, by the way. We're celebrating Dizzy with the song of the day on our site right now. So a happy birthday to Diz. It is also down here in Miami, at least, a very rainy day, and it has been for the past couple days. Perfect day really to stay inside and kind of just watch movies or listen to jazz. And fortunately, our guest today can help us do just that. He is Reza Akbarali. He is the co-founder, along with Quincy Jones, of the platform Quest TV, which is a streaming video on-demand service that offers countless hours of jazz-themed content. So, live festival footage, concerts, interviews. It has been called the Netflix of jazz and improvised music. So if today, like me, you just want to stay in and just watch and listen to jazz all day, Quest is going to be the place to do that. Reza is here to tell us a little bit about what's going on with Quest, because they're offering some special initiatives, things like that. He's joining us from France. So let's go ahead and bring in Reza Akbarali. Reza, are you there?
Yes. Hey. Hello, everyone.
Hey, man. Good to be talking to you.
Yeah, me too. How are you doing? Good?
Pretty good, pretty good. Like I said, it's a rainy day, so the perfect time to just sit in and chill and watch the Netflix of jazz, Quest TV. Yeah, absolutely. I would just love to start kind of with, because there's so much jazz footage out there, and before you guys came along, there was no place to find it. A lot of it was just locked away. So I'm curious as to the origin story of Quest and how you decided to fill this vacuum of, there's a lot of great jazz content out there and we got to get it into people's hands.
First of all, I used to be the head of programming of, it's not available in the US, but in Europe, we have a channel called Mezzo, and I used to be the head of content for 12 years. So I know very well how to dig content. And, specifically in Europe, there is so many national broadcast television who used to broadcast jazz on TV, like the Italian, the Scandinavian, the Belgian, the French ones. So, and back in the days, like all the big artists, from Armstrong to Coltrane and Ella Fitzgerald, used to come to Europe, let's say, almost every year. And when they came to Europe for touring, and a lot of those were with George Wein, they also used to do TV shows. So I started to dig really into that, and then it was for Mezzo basically. Then I left the company Mezzo in 2015 to build and to set up Quest TV, because at that time I was like, hey, and it's exactly the same time when I met Quincy, and we had an amazing talk together, and it was at Montreux Jazz Festival, and we had this conversation. And Quincy told me, he said, "Hey, Reza, you in Europe, you are very lucky because you have a lot of amazing cultural content, like in the radio space, in the TV space. We have a lot of public service, and we have a lot of access of, I don't know, like it's not only music, but also like history or like social and news. We have a lot of choice and for free." And he said, "Oh, you're lucky because us in the US, we don't, unfortunately, we don't have that kind of content, and we have thousands of different TV channels, but not, let's say, a real one talking about the music we love." And he said, wow, it was a bit like, let's say, not sad, but yeah, like a bit like, hey, that's the country of entertainment, and we don't have that kind of channel. And so from that, we started to talk together, and it was, of course, it was 2014, so it was already the big era of Netflix, let's say that, and Netflix, of course, is super huge, and people start to what we call the cord cutting. So they start to leave their, let's say, set-top boxes and linear channels to go and to dive into more like video on demand through Netflix or YouTube, etc., etc. So we said, hey, why don't we build, let's say, a video service premium with amazing content from all over the world, documentaries, concerts, archives, and also original production for the music lover. And we start with jazz, and now it's jazz and beyond. So jazz, soul, funk, world music. In Europe we are really into world music. Also, we have a lot of African content and Asian, or like all the music, all the good music. Let's say that. So that's where I'm from and where ProQuest is from.
Yeah, no, it's a great service. Here, let's go ahead and pull up the page. There it is there. So just scrolling through it, I mean, there's a concert by Gil Scott-Heron on top. How many videos do you have in the Quest library, Reza?
Right now we have like 1,300.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, from like blues and we're gonna reach, I think, like 1,500 at the end of the year. And we are also integrating more, let's see, what we call mixed content, which is like also like more contemporary music, like DJ set and hip hop, but always with the stamp Quest TV by Quincy Jones. So Quincy shows, I think, like in all his career long, that he could do like original movie score or jazz or pop with Michael or hip hop. He's always at the top, so we could go everywhere. We could go, but it has to be very, very high quality for music lover. And I think there is a space for that, and there is enough real music lover. I had the chance to travel a lot in different jazz festivals everywhere, and I think we all feel the same thing when we see, I don't know, like Chick Corea plays, or even like an Indian classical music, or an amazing drummer or whatever. We all have the same feeling, like, wow, that's amazing, and we don't care like it feels like if you are from the US or from Japan or from France. We don't care. Like the vibration is the same, and I think we have all the same appreciation of the performances and the skills, let's say, on the music and the artistic message. I don't know how to say that, but like, you know what I mean? Like we all feel the same vibration. So that's what we try to show and to.
Well, yeah, and one of the major services you provide, in addition to thousands of hours of footage, obviously, is your ability to curate these videos. I'm looking at one here, a trumpeter series with Louis Armstrong, Roy Hargrove, Wynton Marsalis, Christian Scott, Chet Baker. You scroll up, Charlie Parker. This is Charlie Parker's centennial year, 2020. So a bunch of videos curated. There's a Dizzy Gillespie who played with Charlie Parker, obviously, tributes to Charlie Parker. And much like Netflix, you can scroll through your, they have documentaries and comedies and docu-series and real crime drama. You have curated this thing, so it makes it so easy. I know your Jazz Masters category is extremely popular. And look, you open this tab, hundreds of concerts, Ron Carter, Benny Golson, Monty Alexander. This is just incredible. Now, in terms of where you derive the footage from, is it mostly live festivals based in Europe?
Yes, let's say that more based in Europe, yes, because we have in Europe this culture of, as I said before, like as an intro, like the TV were really, really, really into music back in the days. So now it's not that true, because in Europe, of course, like everywhere, they are more like filming mainstream things. But back in the days, like as you are watching, showing to your audience right now, like there's archives from the Modern Jazz Quartet or from Freddie Hubbard. It's from the Belgium television. And so it's TV shows or festivals, yes. Not that much in the US, but a lot from Europe, yes.
And yeah, I mean, the U.S. television has always had this weird relationship with jazz. You know, it'll be popular for 1 minute and then totally gone the next. You know, recently we've had people like John Batiste kind of come back on network television, but jazz hasn't been featured to nearly the extent that it has, you know, in Europe, which is how, I mean, these are some real legends here. And footage of artists we don't get to see too often in the United States. You know, footage, you know, Ornette Coleman, you know, there's a Maynard Ferguson big band here. This is a real treat, you know, and again, that was just your jazz legends, because you mentioned you could pop over into contemporary jazz and there's some of the biggest names, Shabaka Hutchings, who is a rising star out of England, Theo Croker, you know, people we cover in the pages of this magazine. We only get to hear their music really. And this offers a chance to see them, you know, and relive these moments live. So this is very, very cool. I understand there are some special initiatives going on right now with Quest. There's an education program, yes?
Yeah, there is two things. The first one is the education program. So that's a part of the DNA of Quest since the beginning. So we wanted with Quincy to offer what you called the American classical music, and specifically to Quincy always said that, like, you know, you have to know where you come from to know where you go. And I think that jazz is, and I'm sure you think that also, that's the fundamental, that's the basis of a lot of different music today, from electronics to hip hop. Like, everybody, let's say, has studied or learned jazz somehow. And the idea is like how we could show the youth generation the beauty of that music with a lot of documentaries also to explain what that, I don't know, like this is like from the blues from Africa, like the link between Mississippi and Mali and Mississippi, that kind of stuff. So we have a lot of documentaries like that also. And the idea was like, okay, you know, back in the days when we were students, we used to go to universities and to study and to go to the libraries and to take books and DVDs or tape or videotape. But of course now nobody is doing that anymore because you know, like it's the past. But we said, hey, why don't we give like an electronic resources to the students everywhere to get access for free? So it's free for the students. And universities, we do like some deals together just to get that content to their audience, to their students. And what we did, we start, so it's a very complicated access for us, because like ringing every university, it's a lot of work.
Right.
But what we did, it was just after the February events or March, I don't remember, like the George Floyd event in the US. It was, of course, very, even here in France, like, we had a lot of reaction in France also, because we have that kind of same problem. It's not the same story, but we have that kind of similar things here also. And so I had a call with Quincy and his team, and we were like, hey, wow, that's crazy what happened right now. Quincy was very, very sad and very like angry, you know, like he said, it's since 70, 80, you know, he's 87 now. He said, it's been like 70 years that is exactly the same story. So what could we do? And we were talking like, hey, do we need to, I don't know, like we were like thinking about doing something. And then we said, hey, I think that's a great idea, because for us, we said, like, let's say ignorance is a silent killer. Okay, you have to know that your neighbor is amazing. It could be Chinese, it could be black, white, whatever. We don't care. It's another culture, and that's you know, at Quest TV we always say that, like, celebrating the diversity. To me, having like a koto player or a tabla player from India, or a conga player from Cuba, or a guitar player from the Berkeley School, it's the same. Like, it's like, hey, what do you play? We could play together, specifically with jazz. Like jazz, they could like fit with everybody, every genre, from reggae to hip hop to, of course, jazz. So that's the beauty of this music. And we were like, oh, we should, what we could do. And we said, okay, let's offer for 1 year for free to every university in the US Quest TV for free. So
wow.
And we make this initiative, and it was an amazing success, because right now we have, like, let's say, almost 800 universities as a subscribers, and I think they are very happy, because I think it's a great resources for the student, and it's just a little. It's not that huge, but for us, for Quincy and myself, I think we try to contribute a bit to let's say to make the world better.
Absolutely. I mean, what a resource for students, not just in terms of learning the craft, of being able to sit down with a Chet Baker solo and transcribe it or something like that, but to be able to see real footage of these jazz heroes that they only get to read about in the textbooks. So students, if you're listening, I mean, this is obviously a great opportunity for you, but for our friends like Joyce, who's watching on Facebook and says, that looks like a remarkable collection. If Joyce wants to start a subscription, how does she go about doing that?
Oh, it's very simple. You have to go to www.quest.tv. So Quest, QWEST. Quest is just the extension of Quest Records. Quest Records used to be the record label of Quincy, where he signed, I don't know, like Frank Sinatra at the Sands, or George Benson, Give Me the Night is on Quest, or also Back on the Block. A lot of his album is on Quest Records. And when we started to think about this project and to find the name, we were like looking for a lot of different names. And then I ring him and say, hey, that Quest is amazing. And also because of the signification of Quest in English, it's very like inspirational, and it's work. And so Quest.tv, and then you have a free trial. And I'm sure with Aziz, maybe, I don't know if we already set up that. I'm sure we could set up like, I don't know, like 1 month for free or something like that. I'm sure you could give that to your audience with pleasure.
Yeah, sure. With Jazz's subscribers, that could be very cool. Yeah, you got a monthly trial, you got a yearly trial. You can access these videos on your TV, computer, smartphone, tablet in HD. And from what I understand, Reza, you're also, there's maybe something in the works about a channel, like a smart TV channel, yes?
Exactly. So just to finish about the SVOD. So the app is available right now on iOS, Android, Fire TV, Apple TV, and the next one will be Roku. It's very coming soon, like I think the next week.
Cool.
And so that's for the SVOD, the app. And yes, we are launching also 3 different linear channels. So when I say linear channels, it's like channels like 24/7 channels, like playlists, like traditional channels. And we are already live in Europe. With some different operators, and we are coming to the US through Vizio. It's a TV brand, Vizio, and the next one. Yes, and also on Comcast. We're going to be available on Comcast very soon. I don't have the date right now because it's a lot of technical integration, blah blah blah. But we're going to be available on Xfinity, Comcast very soon also. And yes, we are still working on distribution deals, because that's the key, like we need to be, because it's very important to be visible and to be available with the let's say the easiest way possible. So that's what we are working on right now.
Perfect. I like it, man. Jazz coming back to TV, courtesy of Quincy Jones and Reza Akbarali. I'm going to wrap with 2 questions here, Reza. I want to know, number one, I don't know if you have the metrics on this. I'm curious as to which is, the most popular video on the site, because I'm curious as to who people are really watching. And I want to know your favorite concert, or one of your favorite concerts that you keep coming back to.
Yeah. So in terms of the favorite ones, the most watched ones is a documentary on Al Jarreau. It's
cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
You have that, and also another one on, and also there is this concert on with Roy Hargrove meets
Roy,
Mos
yeah.
Def.
Yeah.
But it's a collaboration
Roy
between
Hargrove and Mos Def. Oh, how
yeah,
cool! I'm
together.
gonna watch that one as soon as we get off the line. Two of my favorite artists.
It was filmed in a French festival called Jazz à Vienne, and
Wow.
I used to be the curator of this night and festival, so it was filmed for Quest also. And so that's the top watch concert programs on the platform. And my favorite ones. Oof, there is a lot. I'm very happy. That's why it's in the front. You showed that before. There's this amazing concert of Jill Scott Heron at the New Morning in 2001. This is I love him, and it's kind of rare. We don't have that much like footage from Jill Scott Heron, so that one I love it. And also there is this documentary on the classical Indian music with Ravi Shankar. It's called Soul of India, because let's say the message of Quest and what I try to share with our audience is like, music is so rich and is so it's about diversity. And when you think about classical Indian music, for example, or it's the same with Armenian scale, or like Brazilian folklore, is the same. Like, every culture is so rich in terms of rhythmic and melody, and that it gives to the listeners or music lover another clue to understand more the music. Because as you can see, like when you see the last band of Herbie Hancock, Lionel Loueke is on the band.
Right.
So Lionel Loueke, his guitar style, it's very specific. It's like he knows everything about jazz for sure. Like he's amazing. So doing crazy solos and harmony, blah blah blah. But also he has his African knowledge that you couldn't learn at school. It's from birth. You know what I mean? Like all this traditional rhythmic melody singing. And this combination of those two worlds, jazz and African for him, but also same with, as I told you, like Chinese or India or whatever.
Right.
It's very rich, and it gives another flavor to the music. So, and that's what I love, and specifically in our field, in the jazz field, because everybody is feeding everybody, and I think that the music could be very much rich with all this different flavor, like, and that's what I love, because if you always listen to the jazz, let's say traditional jazz stuff, it's amazing, of course, but when you bring something else, like from another country, another culture, another language, it's just like, oh wow, that's something different.
Totally.
And that's what I try to bring. And I know in the US, like all this world music is not that popular, but to me, if you, let's say, I'm from India basically, so that's why I'm insisting a bit on that. But if you switch a tabla like Zakir Hussain tabla and Ravi Shankar sitar with John McLaughlin guitar, and instead of Zakir Hussain tabla, you put, I don't know, like Jacques de Jonette. The stamp is, this is a jazz concert.
Right.
McLaughlin and Jacques de Jonette. But if you go to Zakir and, I don't know, Shorazia or Ravi Shankar, it's not jazz, it's Indian classical music. But both are the same. They are improvising a lot. They have the same mode and scale in terms of musicology thing. And rhythmically speaking, they have this kind of same structure, but it's just the same music in the two sides of the world. You know what I mean? So
I totally know what you mean. Yeah, and you guys do a great job of really showcasing the international aspect of jazz and improvised music, which, a lot of people call this the Netflix of jazz. I think a truer name is the Netflix of improvised music, because you've got blues, which of course is part of the jazz tradition, and vice versa. You've got world music, hip hop. So it's an amazing library, man. And you know, people watching, I encourage you to check out Quest TV, QWEST.TV. Start the trial, 7-day trial, and just unlock hours and hours of videos and take it for a spin. But Reza, man, this has been great. I appreciate this. Thank you for stopping by and letting us know about Quest.
Thank you for having me. And yeah, and great. I see also what you are doing on Jazziz. I think it's great. We are very aligned in terms of vision, let's say that, of this music world. And yeah, and you could enjoy Quest on the SVOD, and also very soon in the US on Comcast and Vizio, and more are coming soon.
Exciting news, man. We will wait for it. Appreciate it. Reza, have a great rest of your day. I know it's evening over there, so have a good evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. And yeah, we'll be in touch. People, check out Quest TV. It is awesome. I'm going to sign off with you, Reza, and say goodbye to people watching at home.
Thank you.
Peace,
all right. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Bye. So thank you to Reza. Again, Reza Akbarali for letting us know about Quest TV. It was a company he started back in 2017 with Quincy Jones. Jazz, blues, world music, improvised music, on demand. It is the Netflix of improvised music for days like this here in South Florida, where it has just rained literally for 48 hours nonstop. It's the perfect thing. And as a matter of fact, as soon as we get off here, I'm going to fire up this Roy Hargrove and Mos Def concert and see what it's all about. But thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. So long.